Well, hello, hello, hello. I hope you all are having a super duper fantastic day out there today. Hey, I'm live at 5. 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 Come on inside of the StreamYard room. Yes, Denise Merriweather is here. The conversation that we're having today is receive not because you ask not. Receive not because you ask not. Now, see, if you guys don't know this, I am a project manager. So currently right now I'm actually planning or assisting with logistics for an event I have never done before, right? And it's putting me in a position where I have to ask for things that I need. And I'm going to give you this acronym for being brave. Put it in the chat: be brave. Put it in the chat: be brave. And the reason why is because when you find yourself in new places and spaces, there's some things and conversations you're going to need to have that you may not feel comfortable with. But I want to give you a place to stand, a place to actually gain your thoughts and get yourself together so you could go after the things that you need. Put it in the chat: be brave. Put it in the chat: be brave. But before we get into this conversation, let me go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Denise Merriweather. I am the CEO and founder of Queenpreneurs Jumpstart Program. It is the #1 training environment for women in the world looking to leverage their knowledge, ignite their passion, and build a highly profitable business. And you may wonder, how do we do that? How do we actually get ourselves to actually make profits in things that we're passionate about? Well, you got to build your confidence, build your competence, and build your courage, that you actually go out here and do what it is that you know God has blessed you to do. Doesn't mean that it's not going to be hard. Doesn't mean that you're not going to make mistake. It doesn't mean that it's not going to take effort and take time. Put it in the chat: it takes effort and it takes time, but you can actually be doing something that you love instead of dreading going to work every day. So let's get into this conversation about be brave. Put it in the chat: be brave. So the B stands for believe, right? So there are certain things that you're going to have to believe in for yourself before other people's will. For me, it's me actually having the courage to ask for the things that I want. See, some people turn away from things because they've never done it before. No one has ever asked for it before, or in the past, they haven't been able to achieve certain things, and maybe they asked for something one time from someone and they got shy, right? Because the person said no. So now they're uncomfortable about asking for things they want. But I want you to get to a place where you believe that you actually can have what it is that you want, and that you're not afraid to ask for it and to do what it takes to make it happen. Put it in the chat: do what it takes to make it happen. Now, I ain't talking about degrading yourself, and I'm not saying disrespecting yourself or lowering your standards, because you know it's all about your standards. It's all about structure, right? We talked about that in a plan. We talked about that on Monday. So I'm not telling you to lower your standards. I'm not telling you to not respect yourself, but you got to believe that you can make things happen for yourself at any given time, at any given place. And just because someone may have said no before to something that you requested doesn't mean that you need to take a situation that happened in your past and bring it to your future. Put this in the chat: leave it in the past. Put it in the chat: leave it in the past. So I want you to believe that the things that you actually see, want to do, see for yourself, see in any position that you're in, it can actually happen. And you're the person that can do that. Because again, if it's never been done, people can't really see how it would help when they've never seen it before. You the new thing, girl. You the person that's going to make it happen. So be okay being the first, being the trailblazer. Okay, number 2, the R. The R is for be ready. Put it in the chat: be ready. Be ready. Sometimes we put ourselves in positions where we're asking for things that we're actually not ready for. See, that's even some of the things that we pray for. Put it in the chat: be ready. Put it in the chat: be ready. For some of the things that we actually pray for, we haven't prepared ourselves to receive the thing. Maybe that's why it hasn't manifested yet. But you got to make sure that you're preparing for what it is that you're asking for. So if that means you need training, go get training. That means you need to build a skill, build a skill. If it means that you need to practice, go ahead and practice. What you waiting on, right? I don't care. I say this to so many of my clients about doing videos. When I first started doing videos, as you can see, right, I don't have great lighting right now, but it didn't stop me from hopping on. But here's the thing: when you feel like you don't have a skill, start where you can start with the things that you have in your hand. Like some people may feel like, oh, I don't have lighting, I don't have a camera, I don't have a microphone, but you got a telephone. And some of the cameras on the telephone is better than any cameras that you could get, a webcam, and even the cameras that you take pictures with or record with. Like your phone is magical. Use what you have in your hand. And when you are not brave enough to go live or to jump up here and click a button and just go, then I want you to start recording and uploading it, right? Like you could just get in the game. Put it in the chat: get in the game. So just practice where you are, so then when the opportunity comes, your preparation can meet it, and you'll be able to run instead of walk or crawl or have to come back and wait for it to come around the bend again, because sometimes all opportunities don't come back around circle. Hey sissy, how you doing? So happy that you made it. Who else is there in Facebook? Drop your name, because or give StreamYard permission so I can see your name. Thank you so much for sharing, and whoever else is out there, definitely share this video. Thank you for putting in the chat. Get in the game. Okay, so believe, number one, and then be ready. Number two, be in action. Okay, y'all know I'm serious about taking these steps and getting into action. Hey, Dr. Roz, so happy to see you. It was great seeing you last weekend. So look, I want you to get into action. And Dr. Roz, this makes me think of you being intentional action, doing the things that you already know that you need to do, and maybe even some things that you don't. But if you're talking to people, you have coaches and mentors and people that's doing the things that you want to do, you need to be in action at doing some things that they have done, or asking them how they did certain things, right? And it doesn't negate the fact about be, do, have. Put this in the chat, be, do, have, right? Be who you want to be, and do the things that that person would do so you can have the things that you want to have. Put it in the chat, be, do, have. But you could definitely be in action for some things that you already know that need to be happening. See, sometimes we do a whole lot of talking and it's just a whole bunch of nothingness, right? But I want you to get into the habit of talking it and walk it. Put it in the chat, I talk it like I walk it. I talk it like I walk it, right? Or I walk it like I talk it. Y'all know what I'm saying. Put it in the chat, I walk it like I talk it, or I talk it like I walk it. Either way, you're in alignment, right? The tongue in your mouth is aligned with the tongue in your shoe. Put that in the chat. And if you know that you're doing that, then look, stay in it. Remember, it takes effort and it takes time. Don't stop. But I need you to take actions. There's no need of you wanting these things, right? And you're not asking for them, and you're not taking action, and you're not ready. See, you can't wait for some of these things to come to you. These things you got to go after. You got to create a path for yourself. You have to make it happen. Put it in the chat, I make it happen. Put it in the chat, I make it happen. Okay, so my sister said, walk it like I talk it. Okay, I got it. I'm in here. Number four, the V is vision. You got to have vision. See these things that be not as though they were. So if you don't already see it, right? You already haven't seen yourself achieving the thing, getting the diploma, getting the degree, having the money, having a job, starting a business, getting the logo design, getting a new car, having the house, whatever it is. If you haven't seen it already, you can't sketch it out. You can't talk about it in detail. You might need to start using your imagination. You might need to start having vision of what it is that you want to create. Because if you can't see it, you definitely can't tell nobody about it. You definitely can't see steps on how to get there, right? And that's how some of the beginning stages start. It's based on your vision or what you can see. But if you blind, then you ain't creating much of nothing. It's almost like being in a stage of confusion. Put this in the chat. Don't be confused. Don't be confused. See, when you are unclear about where it is that you're going and what you're creating, you tend to make either senseless actions or no action at all. And since action is a step that I just talked about, you got to have vision. You got to have some type of path to plan to execute. If you have nothing in your mind to envision that you want to achieve, you probably just coast and put it in the chat. I don't want to coast. I don't want to coast in life. I actually want to be going after things that matter to me, that means something to me. But it's hard to do if you haven't visualized anything. If you don't spend time using your imagination and creating things in your life that you want to see, then what after are you really after? Why are you going to work each day? Why are you having the conversations that you're having? Why do you spend so much time giving time away to things that's meaningless to you, that's not leading you anywhere, and that doesn't mean anything? You need to know where it is that you're going, what you're created. So when you're spending this precious time that we have, you want to make sure that you're spending it wisely. And even that free time that you have, be intentional with your family and your friends. Know what type of relationships that you want to create. What's up, Missy? How are you? So happy to see you looking in that mirror and saying what you want. You got that right. Look in that mirror and say what you want and when you're going to have it. It gives you the timeline. It gives you the amount of intensity and effort that you need to take, putting behind the things that you're talking about. Because again, if you don't have no plan, what you doing? What you doing? You coasting. I tell you what you're doing. You coasting. And finally, the E for brave is be excited. People don't want to get behind stuff that you're not excited about. Don't come asking me for money for things that you're not excited about. Don't ask me to participate in stuff that you're not excited about. If I don't think that you're excited, there's no way in the world I'm going to want to join you. For what? Why? It's not bringing you joy, so it can't bring me joy. Do you understand what I'm saying? So don't walk around here being timid and being afraid of actually asking for the things that you want and getting excited about the things that you're after, the actions that you're taking. People should see you and see the joy that's coming from you and the excitement that you have and want to be a part of what you're doing, even if they don't know what it is, right? That's what we tell people when it comes to being a Christian or having salvation. It's like, oh, the life that I'm living, you want this. And I'm going to tell you why. He is the reason for everything. So people should be able to look at you, the things that you're up to, see that excitement, that joy that you have, and they're going to want it, right? It's like knowing what your secret sauce is. Put it in the chat. I know my secret sauce. Put it in the chat. I know my secret sauce, and you should. And if you don't, you may need to have a conversation with me. You need to just purchase some sessions. Let's get into a conversation and let's find out what your secret sauce is. All right, quick recap. Put it in the chat. Be brave. Receive not because you ask not. Put it in the chat. Be brave. Be brave. First, you got to believe. Number 2, you got to be ready. Number 3, you got to be taking action. Number 4, you got to have vision. And finally, the E, you have to be excited about what it is that you're doing, because if not, you need to just let it go anyway. All right, always looking forward to serving you. Look, you guys, I will be back on Friday giving you a message, wrapping up this week. Remember, the first day, it was all about you having standard, structure, and a plan. And I hope you guys got it together. I hope you are definitely get in it. Get it in, right? Having those standards, get it in. You're practicing what you're preaching. You're aligning yourself. You're doing the work. And today, it's all about receive not because you ask not. Get yourself into a posture, into a place that you're confident about what it is that you want, what you want to see happen. Start asking for people to help you. Start asking for the donation. Start asking for the mentorship. Start asking for the things that you want to see in your life. And don't worry about people saying no, because remember, that person may say no, but the very next person that you ask may say yes. Don't let the no deter you. Just know that it's not them. That means it must be someone else. Always looking forward to serving you. I'm live at 5.